Yep.
Cool. Now, before we get started, Shaneal, have we got you on the line?
Of course you do. I'm here.
Of course we do. I never doubted. Welcome on board. Listen, guys, thank you everyone for staying back. I know we've got a big crowd in tonight, which is fantastic. I'm not going to steal. I'm just going to take 30 seconds, Shaneal. But, you know, it's been a privilege to watch you over the last couple of years. I've seen you from event to event. You're based in Adelaide. I'm up in Brisbane. But your story, I think, is one of the most inspiring stories in this country. As you've grown, as you've developed, as you've attended the trainings, learnt the skills, applied the skills, and now have a business that's absolutely exploding over there in Adelaide, and I'm sure around the country, and perhaps even into international countries as well. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to all the way from somewhere in Adelaide, Shaneal.
Oh, thank you so much, guys. I just have to say by starting, I'm so honored to have been asked to do this this call. Like this is something that I've wanted to do for quite a while, like this call in particular, and to have my face among the others that are doing this PD session for this month. Like I'm so honored. So thank you so much for asking me. I can't wait to share with you guys. So yeah, obviously, Bianca, I think you're doing the slides for me. Let's go. So I'm just going to take you guys through a little bit of my story. So as Tony said, I started when I was 16. You know what? I actually think I started when I was 15, I'm coming to realize, which is a bit crazier. But back when I was just 15, my mum actually got started on these products just to feel better after having her third baby. And she got amazing results, and I was just watching her, and yeah, she was going really well. She started having heaps of people ask her what she was doing, and she, started building this organic business, and she has always been my biggest role model. So looking at her, I was like, oh, I want to do that too. So, she offered, the opportunity to me as well, not prejudging that I was literally like 15 years old. So I got started on some of the products myself. I had lots of fun using the nutrition products, helping for energy throughout school. And I actually used to be a competitive wakeboarder. So you can see a little photo there. So I definitely used the products around lots of fun stuff like that. I actually did get quite a few, customers throughout school, and just did this business super, super part-time. And my big dream in life was I wanted to have an extraordinary life. I actually wanted to be a makeup artist on film sets for movies. And that was my big dream. I did all the things that I had to do to get into that industry. I did all my courses throughout school. I became qualified before finishing school to, do this role. I really thought it's what I wanted to do with my life. I was in the industry. I worked on some pretty awesome things, music videos, films that are on Netflix and stuff, and got lots of amazing opportunities. And after doing it for a few years, I started to realize that the lifestyle that came with it was not it. It wasn't what I wanted personally. It's definitely a love job, and so much love and respect to everyone who works in that industry, because it's not easy. But I just decided, for me personally, I was like, it's not the path that I'm going to take anymore. So I didn't want to live that unstable lifestyle. So I was like, well, I actually have had this little Herbalife gig for, this many years around what I've already been doing. I actually was lucky enough to be exposed to the events at such a young age as well. So in the back of my mind, I just had like all of that, so I decided I wanted to, really take this business seriously. So yeah, you can go back to the next slide, Bianca. So I'm going to fast forward. I'm now 23 years old, never ever quit this business, because it's literally what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life. I love it so much. The life that it has brought me today is I'm so grateful for. I now do this business full time through my nutrition club. We've expanded our nutrition club as well. And I guess one of my big whys at the moment is just being able to spend quality time with my with my family and the people that are closest to me. So, my dad and my brother in the photos, other family members, my partner Charlie and my mum. We work these clubs together really. It's really hectic and it's really fun, and we love it so much. So I guess I'm just in this stage of like just really hustling, because I want to, have what you know, what some of these amazing leaders that we've got here have. So I'm just in hustle mode. So that's a little bit about my story. I'm going to go straight into the things that I really want to share with you guys tonight. So I just want to start off by saying, you know, it's entrepreneurs' mindset for success, but everyone's success definition is different. Like you might think something that makes you successful, but it might not be the same for someone else. Like someone might be driven by money, someone might be driven by just waking up happy every day, someone might be driven by, you know, just loving their job, even if it doesn't pay much, whatever. Like everyone's definition of success is different. Gary Vee, who is a pretty famous entrepreneur himself, says that his definition of success is actually just waking up in the morning happy and not dreading the day ahead. That's his definition. And I was like, I think that's pretty cool. You know, success doesn't always have to mean $10 billion in the bank and, you know, the greatest career of all life. Like your definition is yours, and you definitely can use this vehicle and this business that we have here to create that for yourself. It's what you make it. So let's go to the next slide, Bianca. All right, so jaw breaking. My first point of tonight is power of association, and this is like my top thing. If anyone had asked me what is your, you know, main reason for sticking around, why you have been successful so far, is the average. You are the average of the 5 people that you spend most of your time with. And I know you've probably heard that before, but I really want you to ponder on that a little bit more. So just to go back to my timeline a bit, when I finished school, I actually went my own way and kind of removed myself from several friend groups. They weren't going to be pushing me closer to my goals. So I decided I'm actually just going to distance myself from those people. It's easier said than done, but you know, that those people didn't also really support me in my business in the beginning. So were they really good friends anyway? It's not that much of a loss. So that is fine. It's really actually been a goal of mine to find my closest friends that become family through my team in this business. And that's actually already started happening, and it's really, really special to see. So a little thing I want you guys to write down in your notepads is have a little bit of a think about those 5 people. Who are the 5 people that you spend most of your time with? Is it your partner, your husband, your wife, people that you work with? Like, who do you see every single day? The 5 people that make up that. Just want you guys to write that down quickly. If you can't do it right now, definitely do that. And we can go to the next slide. After you have written down those 5 people, I want you to do a little tick or a cross with these questions with those people. Do they support your goals, no matter what they are? Do you find them inspiring? Do you find them inspiring in what they do? Do they push you closer to your goals, or do they actually pull you further away from them? Whether they know it or not, whether they mean to or not, do they? And are they someone that you want to celebrate your success with one day when you have reached your level of success? So I want you to do a few ticks and a few crosses, like be really honest with yourself and what those people are doing for you. I had to put this quote right here because it is literally like, it's really full on and it's really confronting, but it's like sometimes these hard hitting quotes are the ones you need to hear. And it says, if you look at the people in your circle and you're not inspired, you don't have a circle, you have a cage. Woo! That's full on, isn't it? But it's so true. It really is. It really is. So let's go to the next slide. All right. So I just wanted to finish that off by saying, you know, we all do have, you know, negative people in our lives, and sometimes it's harder to, you know, get away. Sometimes it's a family member, whatever. Just be mindful of how often they have access to you and your mind and your ears. And all you have to do is just try surround yourself with more of the people that you answered yes to those previous questions. They inspire you, they push you closer to your goals. Yeah, all of those. So just try to surround yourself with more of those people. So we can go to the next one here. So topic number 2 is the events. With whatever thing that you are doing with your business, there has to be some sort of event structure with it, whether it's this online system that we have. We've got amazing live events all across the country and major international events as well. So I just want to share a little bit of a statement here, and it's something to definitely write in your notes, is get in rooms where your dreams are other people's realities. How often do we get that opportunity in normal life to get around people that your dream, like your biggest dream in life, you get to meet someone who's done it, and even better, they'll tell you how they did it. Like that is our events. That is why you guys have to get your ticket to the next event that is local to you. Like our next big spectacular in January, get your ticket. Like seriously, it is going to change your life. You're going to get so many amazing things. I just had to share this one little of, well, not little, massive for me, event that was a real turning point for me. And it was one of our leadership development weekends earlier this year. The guest speakers are people that I had watched for so many years, had found so inspiring. What they created for their life is what I see for my life in the future. So when I found out they were coming, I was like, oh my God, literally the best event I've ever been to in my life. So, so good, just because it was them and they got to share their story. I sent them a message. Obviously, I got to meet them, when I met them, I just wasn't even talking English. I was like biggest fangirl in the world. But they, messaged me back and just said, this message means the world. I basically just said to them, like, what they have created is what I see for myself. And to have those people say to us, like, they've saved a seat for me to do that, like, that was just everything. So find the people that you get super inspired by and just get your butts to the next event. And it's all about staying around the campfire as well. So it's like if you plug yourself into these events online, offline, physically, you're staying around the people that are moving and grooving, and it's going to keep you in it as well. If you start to take a few steps back, from the campfire, you're going to get colder, 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 and then it might be the end of you being a part of the business that you're doing. So get your butt to the events. All right, next slide. Now, number 3 is action and showing up. So just a few little quotes here. Your small business, and I just want to cross out the small because I don't think anyone's business is actually small. What we do here is massive, and everyone starts with one customer, one member, but it's not a small business. The fact that you have created something on the side of what you already do, or actually replaced your income with this, nothing about that is small. But it's not built in a day, it's built every day that you show up. That's pretty powerful, I think. It's like, you might be building your business, but how many days this month so far have you actually showed up to build your business? They're the days that count. And sometimes you have to remove a few things to remain within the right things. So I just really love these little quotes and just wanted to put them there. So as an entrepreneur, I feel like you have to have a vision of what you see for yourself, even if you can't actually physically see it yet. So I've got another quote on my mirror, and it's something that I see every day. And I highly recommend doing this if there's a few quotes that really just get you, like print it off and put it in a spot that you see all the time, because it really just keeps you in check. And this is my quote, and I definitely recommend writing it down because I think it's amazing. It is, be patient with outcomes and impatient with action. You can't control the outcome of, how many customers you're going to get all the time and the outcomes of whatever your business is going to bring. But something you can control is the action that you're doing every day to create and put into your business. That's 100% on you. So that's just something to remember. All right. And the last slide to share, which this one's so special, and I was like, do not get emotional with this one, but my final thing I just wanted to share with you guys is, I'm not sure if I've even met the time I was supposed to do, but this is just what I wanted to share with you guys tonight. It's linking arms with people who push you to be better. So these photos here, I feel, make up my 5 average, nothing about them average, the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. These are my people. And some of these people I don't actually even see in person. I get to see them like twice or 3 times a year in person, but we're so connected online. So I just had to share a couple thank yous, I guess, to the people that are major pillars in my success on this journey so far. So obviously my mum, who is my sponsor, my mum / best friend / everything. And then our mentor, Andrew Footy, he's absolutely amazing, and yeah, has a lot to put up with having Mum and I and his team. Not really, we're the best. My partner, Charlie, who's been my major support from, back when I was 17 years old, we've been together. So he's always been my biggest support and definitely building this alongside me. My dad and my brother, my closest fam. Obviously, got to put George in there in the bottom. He always pushes me to be better. So I had to put that there. major people in my business that are major supporters of me, and I'm so glad they both are on tonight, is Joanna and Stacey. You two girls are just like phenomenal. You inspire me every single day, and I'm so glad that we get to build this business together, and that you guys are so kind to have an interest in me, even though I'm not actually, technically in your team. You don't get any gain from me except for, just a friendship. So massive thank you to you guys. And then I just wanted to share a little photo down the bottom there, and that's just a couple of my new team members that haven't even been around for very long, and the team has grown a lot more since that photo. But it's like the people that you bring into this opportunity, whether they're customers, members, people that are looking at the business, like those people will push you to be better. Trust me. As soon as you start getting a few people in your team, you're like, how could I not show up today? Because I've got this team of people who are looking to me. They find me inspiring. So it's like, I need to be accountable and I need to be better. So that's definitely going to happen along your journey. So, that's all the slides I've had tonight, guys. I really just am super passionate about those 3 areas. I guess they're 4 areas. And like I said, so honored that I was asked to share tonight. I hope you guys did get something from it. Please do write down those 5 people, the 5 people you spend most of your time with. It's a really eye-opening activity to do. And yeah, that's me done. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Let's don't go anywhere yet, Shaneal. Let's put some gold in the chat that you just got from Shaneal, because she shared a lot in a small period of time. But I'm going to get Tony. Tony, do you have any questions for Shaneal that you'd like to ask? And if not, that's okay. I do. So I'm going to hand it over to you, because I think you might want to ask her a question.
Thank you, Bianca. Yeah. I first of all, I want to say, Shaneal, I did do this at the present. Amazing, just amazing. Could you just share with me, talk to me about, just briefly, answer the first year, the first 90 days, the first 6 months. Talk to me how you got started, what happened in that early period, what got you to see a vision, what kept you around.
Alrighty, so going back a couple years now. So I just got started on the products and absolutely loved them. So that's what kind of got me, and I felt amazing straight away. And something who my sponsor slash mum did, which was very smart in the beginning, is she got me straight to an event. Like, it was literally like our open events that we've got around the country. Like, she got me straight into one of them. So immediately it was not just my mum who was using these products. I was exposed straight away to a massive group of people that I instantly found inspiring. And I was showing the big picture straight up. So I think that's what, got me. That's what kept me around. We did a business launch. So we had people come to our house. Funny story, I invited all my friends and none of them came. They all cancelled the night before, like as a group, all of them. So it's like back to the thing when I said, I separated myself from a few people. Yeah. But anyway, did a business launch, got my first few customers. I was able to make $500 in my first 90 days. And as like a 15, 16-year-old, I was like, whoa, that's pretty awesome. So it was just from the get-go. I was just showing the big picture, loved the products, and had a business launch, which brought me a few customers. And my sponsor showed me how to get my first few customers. So that's what it was.
Love it. Love it. Thank you so much, Shaneal. Products, results, big picture, vision, action.
Yep.
And
Definitely.
I have one question to finish, Shaneal. We come across a lot of 23-year-olds or under 25s. And I just met one new person that's joined the team recently. And I immediately spoke to him about you, because you probably are a very different 23-year-old to the majority of 23-year-olds out there. What do you feel has given you the ability to be different outside of just the association, because that is a big thing and you've just spoken 20 minutes about that, but what do you think drives you as a young person to be looking for the future, to be really driven by your goals, to be really focused on really what it is that you want in your life?
Yeah. Awesome. That's a big question. So I guess before I even heard about this business, I'd always been a little bit out there with the things that I did. So it was like I did wakeboarding, like that's random. Like not everyone does that. And so like we were super lucky growing up to have parents that took us to the river and, you know, supported us in that. So that was always a little bit different. I immediately from like such a young age, I was like, I'm not going to uni. I don't see anything there for me. Like, I guess I just made these bold kind of choices back when I was that age as well. And I guess like my parents kind of separated when I was quite young, and they both inspired me so much with who they created, the person they created for themselves as individuals. And they're both just super inspiring to me. And they just showed me that, you know, I don't know, you can do amazing things even when hard times come along. And I guess when I found Herbie, like, well, I guess I, with the movie stuff as well, like the film makeup stuff, like that was random too. I did lots of like special effects makeup on myself. Some of you guys would have seen that from a few years ago. I always just kind of did weird outgoing things. I was always weird with what I wore, a bit out there. And so this was just like, yeah, I'm going to do this too. And I just like had this thing where back then I didn't really care. Like it was my decision. I wanted to do it. And it was like, I don't know, didn't really care what people thought. So I do think a lot about like what makes someone like me different to another 23-year-old. And I don't know, to be really honest, I think it, and that's why I shared it before, I do think it is the power of association and who you put yourself with. Like, you know, any other 23-year-old that is someone who parties and all of that, that's all good and that's all fine, but that's the group that they hang out with. So how else do you expect them to act, you know? So I get people around people like Joanna and Andrew and Bianca and George, and I'm like, why would I want to do that party stuff? Like, oh my God, like I want the life that you guys have. Like, I'm going to work bloody hard to get there. So I don't know. I think it is the average of the 5 people you spend your time with. I really do. So I think that getting, you know, your new person, Bianca, into straight into a big event, like show them what's possible. And then, yeah, if it means enough to them, if it means enough to them, then they'll choose to do it.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom at 23. And I can tell you right now, there's people on this call who are much older than you and just learned a whole bunch of lessons from listening to you over the last 20 minutes. So thank you again for being on the call, sharing with everyone. Tony, thanks so much for being the co-host tonight. Thanks to everyone who shared their story, their vision and inspiration. Shaneal is a great inspiration to everybody from all ages in our community. Thanks to the existing community. And we definitely look forward to seeing you all on our next lot of Zoom calls and our in-person events coming up in the month of October and beyond. So thank you so much, everyone. We're going to say goodnight and see you all very, very soon. Thanks, Shaneal. Thanks, Tony. Bye, everyone.
Bye.